Salutations, Doula Kareen at your service, and I encourage mamas to and through motherhood. Today we are going to discuss pelvic awareness, the sacrum. We're also going to talk about different positions to get into to open up the pelvic area and the sacrum, and we're going to discuss baby's skull and the 3 stages of labor. Let's go ahead and dive right into the pelvis. Now, the pelvis is not a fixed object. It's important for mom to know this so that she realizes position really impacts the input of the pelvis and the output of the pelvis. So let's go ahead and do a little exercise so that we can just get familiar with what our bodies are doing and why we might feel comfortable in a different position while we're laboring. I have a chair here. I'm going to go ahead and take a seat. And I'd like you to try this at home. Let's go ahead and sit on each one of our hands. So you feel those little knobs? Those are your sits bones. And I want you to just simply open your legs and take note of your sits bones and close your legs. Take note of your sits bones. And if you'd like to, in the comments below, tell me what you feel. I feel a slight clothespin effect. So that's one way that you can get familiar with your pelvis. It's really important for mom to know a little bit about her pelvis so that she has confidence in herself and her ability to birth this baby. Now, oftentimes we see skeletons and it looks like the pelvis is one giant bone, but it's not. It actually consists of several bones and joints. And during labor and delivery, mom's body produces a hormone, relaxin, and relaxin helps loosen up the joints and ligaments in the pelvic area. So it's important mom trust her body and know that her body knows what it's doing, even if we don't. So let's go ahead and discuss the sacrum. The sacrum, also known as your tailbone, plays a significant part in delivering a baby, but it's often forgotten about and not often talked about. So our tailbone kind of tucks under, and it's really important that we move that so that baby can get through, because our tailbone kind of tucks under, and if we get it out, baby will slide through a little easier. So we're going to sit on a chair again, and I just want you to take note on how your body feels when it sits up, and then I want you to do a semi-recline, and I want you to take note of the pressure on your sacrum and on your pelvic floor. Just want you to take note so that you know what your body is capable of and where the comfortable spots are. So just keep doing that a couple times. Sometimes it's nice to close your eyes so you can really get a feel for what your body's doing, and back up. And if you'd like to leave any comments below on how that feels and what you're thinking, let me know. So I just kind of want to know what felt best for you. It's important that we get the pressure off of that pelvic floor so that baby can move through the birth canal. It's also important that we know about our asymmetrical hips. So another exercise we can go ahead and practice here to get you familiar with your body and your hips is put your hands on your hips, feel your little bones, and you can just march in place. And you can feel one hip go up and one hip go out. So you can kind of see that this is what my, pelvis would look like normally. And when I put a foot up, it kind of opens. So you can also see this with a glass of water. So let's grab a glass of water here. This, let's pretend, is your pelvis upright. Now, when you lift one of your legs, your pelvis opens a little further, right? So this is what it's like down, and then we lift a leg and it goes up and it opens a little more. Pretty cool. Our bodies are amazing, and you're totally built to birth this baby. So it's important to know that the back and legs in stirrups position can close the pelvic space by up to 30% compared to any other birthing position. Just food for thought. Now, let's go ahead and go into baby's brain. No, we're going to talk about baby's skull and the importance that it plays during labor and delivery. So, mom and baby, both of their bones shift and mold to allow passage. And baby's skull plays a really big part in this too. So when we're born, our skulls are not hard like they are right now. So they actually need to fuse together. And one of the reasons that our skulls are not fused together at birth is to help with delivery. But the main reason is because our brains are only 25% developed when we are born. And so our brains still need to grow and our skulls need to grow, and then they'll seal up later on. But for now, what's really cool and very helpful during the birth process is that baby has these spaces between their skull plates, and they actually overlap when they are coming through the birth canal. So mom's body is shifting and she's using every space to get baby through. Ligaments are opening and baby's skull is it's going ahead and shifting, and that's why you notice some babies have a little cone shape to their head after they're born, because they've worked really hard to get through that birth canal. But that baby and that mom were designed for this. So they are 100% capable of birthing. And it's important for mom to understand that she's capable of so much more than her mind tells her. So we're gonna go ahead and go into positioning and different ways to open up this pelvic floor and move your sacrum so that baby can come out a little easier. But it's important to know that words of affirmation during this entire process and the support are really key ingredients to mom's success. So there are several different positions, and one of my favorites is the captain's pose, where you're going to put your foot on a stool, a ledge. I've got a ledge here I could use, and you're just going to go ahead and put one leg up, and so you already notice this is my pelvis, and when I put it up, it tilts and opens. Now you can go ahead and move into a lunge and go back. You can go on both sides. If you're comfortable on one side, stay on one side. But it's really important for you to kind of play with your body a little bit before you go into labor, so that you know what will help aid you most when you're there. So I love the captain's pose. That's one of my ultimate favorites. Another one that you see moms in often is the hands and knees, and that's really because it opens up that sacrum. And you can do some exercises to help open that sacrum a little more when you are in labor. And it's not cat-cow. We're not doing, cow and cat here, or cow and cat. We're just moving our pelvis in a little bit and then out, and kind of like a little Kegel. So you can get familiar with how your hips move, because they be all over the place sometimes. Dance a little. But that's another position that you can use while you're birthing, is putting your arms over someone, and you can do slow dance where you're doing rocking side to side and you're opening up your hips. You can go ahead and sit on a birth ball. That's really nice, and you can go ahead and sway back and forth and open up that pelvic floor. There's tons of different positions. One that I really like is the squat, and it's nice to have someone to hold on to so that you can kind of bear down a little bit, but you're also opening up, and you can go side to side here depending on how comfortable you are. Just walking. You can do stairs, but you want to go at the side. So there's tons of different positions to kind of get those hips open and that pelvic area moving and everything loosening up even before baby. Let's go ahead and discuss the 3 stages of labor. The first stage is dilation. The second stage is the birth of your baby. And the third stage is the delivery of the placenta. The first stage consists of 3 phases. The first phase is early labor. This is a really exciting time. you guys have found out that you're gonna have a baby today, and it's still a good time to distract mom with humor, music, dancing, taking a walk outside, and just filling the room with love and calmness, just really protecting that atmosphere. Then we go into the second phase, which is active labor. This is where mom finds herself needing a little bit more support. She's going to be needing to get into some of those positions that help relieve some of the pressure. You can use birth balls, you can go on walks, she can get down on hands and knees. It might be time to get in a shower. Touch techniques are great during this time. Acupuncture, counter pressure, hot and cold compresses. There's tons of different things to utilize to get mom more comfortable. And then she's going to go into the third phase, which is transformation. This is a time when mom finds herself totally inward. A lot of moms call it kind of a fuzzy time because it's when her fight or flight response takes off. And this is the best time to go ahead and encourage mom, because we're capable of so much more than our minds tell us. So often we need that little boost and to let her know, you've got this, you were made for this, and baby is going to be earthside any minute. And then we get into phase 2, the delivery of the baby. Yay, baby's here. Hold baby up to chest. It's gonna do the breast crawl, find nipple, and we're gonna go ahead and latch on and nurse, and you can go ahead and deliver that placenta. So it is such a wonderful, wonderful process, and I'm so grateful that I get to be here with you and extend all of my knowledge. Please feel free to leave any comments, questions, or critiques below. Thank you.